Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel.
We're the Dawnties.
My name is Rochelle.
I'm your favorite Donna.
And in today's video, we're going to give you a tour of our bookshelves.
All of them?
All of them.
Because we got a lot.
All of them.
Okay.
So as we were doing more and more book content from time to time, several of you guys wanted to take a look at our bookshelves. So basically just see what books we own. And I have a system, of course I do. And to be honest, most of the bookshelves contain my books because she is obsessed with her Kindle, which is great. But
it leaves more room for you in your books.
It does. And I do prefer to read physically, although I do read audio, or I do listen to audio, and I have read on my Kindle as well. But I do prefer physical books. And we have quite a few. And like I said, they do have a system, so we're just going to take you on a tour of all of our bookshelves, including yours, because you do have some books.
I do. I got some.
You got some.
I do. A little bit.
So because you guys want to see it, we're going to show it to you, so let's get started. Alright, here is a look at our bookshelf, our main bookshelf, or my main bookshelf, just kind of an overview of it, and we're going to go through them shelf by shelf. So at the very top, we have this book lover sign that we haven't hung up yet. This is from our friend Shannon. And then on the very top, we have Donna's reading journals and my reading journal. The top shelf is reserved for books that I want to read / have read in the current month. So all of these books that are standing up are books that I have read in the month of June so far. And the ones that I lay sideways are ones that I want to read this month. So I have all of these kind of separated out. So all of these books in the front stack are books that I have the audio for, so I will be able to get to these pretty quickly. And then the ones behind that are the books that I don't have the audiobooks for or haven't come in from the library, things like that. So I will be getting to these physically, but I do want to read them, especially these two, because these are Pride Month related. And this one's actually Disney retelling, which I'm really excited to read that one. And then these are the books, like I said, that I do have access to the audiobook for, either from the library or Scribd. And just a quick peek at the books that I have read. My favorites so far, which will probably change by the end of the month, is House in the Cerulean Sea, Archer's Voice, and Delilah Green Doesn't Care. I finished that book last night and I absolutely adored it. So again, these are the books that I have read in the month, and that is my monthly TBR, I guess. So once the month is over and I take all the books that I have read and then I move them, and this is an empty shelf. So for the next month, I'll pick out books that I want to read, stack them up sideways like this, and then as I read them, I just line them up one by one. The second shelf is actually the first set of books that I have on my physical TBR. So these are all books that I do want to read in the future. So as I start preparing for what I want to read in July, I'll pull them from some from this shelf and move them up to the top shelf once July comes. But I did separate out these. So these are basically books I want to read sometime this summer. So June, July, and August. This is a trilogy. This one is a companion novel, the third in it, the Kiss Quotient series. I've read the first two, and this is the next one that I'll be reading from this author. Then we have a pair of companion novels by Tessa Bailey, which I'm really excited because we have a dog named Tess and a dog named Bailey, so I just think that's so cute. And then I have a set of 3 companion novels that are by Abby Jimenez. And these are all romance novels. And I've just really been in a romance mood. I've read most of those are romance novels. So I am kind of taking a break from thriller, things like that. And I have been loving them, and I think the summer is the best time to read those. But to take a look at the books that I will get to eventually, these are all my hardbacks. I do organize my bookshelf by height. So you're going to see nice clean lines, and I like to see that. And then this is actually a TBR jar. So this has a strip with every book that I have on my physical TBR list. So in those rare instances when I don't know what I want to read next, I'll pull a title out of here and I'll read that book. But I haven't had to use that in a few months because I pull like 15 books every month, and try to get through that before I look any further. But this is the first shelf in my physical TBR list. The next shelf are mainly my paperback books that I also have not read, but I will be reading at some point in the future whenever the mood strikes or whenever I'm in a certain mood for something. So yeah, this is follows the same kind of a lineup based on height. There's a couple I need to switch there, but for the most part it is arranged by height, and I do have some room up here for some more books. If I happen to buy any more, they will have a place to go. The third shelf on this bookcase is basically just, I don't know, it's a catch-all, I guess, kind of decorative. So I have some Frozen trading cards here. I have my Frozen Castle collection that Donna got me for like $8. I think they're middle grade, and it looks like there are 9 books in this set. I don't know if I'll ever read them, but I do love this. It is like a 3D design. I love it. Then we have the bookends that are the Friends couch that we got in one of our Friends mystery boxes from Culture Fly. And I have all of the bookmarks. So I have paper ones, I have clips, I have magnetic ones. So if anyone needs a bookmark, this is where they come to get it. These are all of my Animal Crossing amiibo cards, and then some more. These are the Frozen stickers and just a couple of pouches as well. So it's just kind of like a collection of a couple of different things. I really don't try to decorate my bookshelves because I want books there and not decorations, but I had this empty space and I had some other things that I wanted to move over, so that's how that shelf came to be. And then the very bottom shelf is basically my immediate section that I leave for my sister and my mom. So these are all books that I have read this year that I think my mom and or my sister would enjoy. So when they come over, they're not overwhelmed by all of the books that they can choose from, because I do have a rule that no one can borrow a book until I've read it. That way they don't have to rush to get it back to me if I really want to read it and they take it home, and it can just be a nightmare. So I don't want to put the pressure on my mom or my sister to read it and return it. So once I've read a book and I feel like one or both of them would enjoy it, I stack them down here on the bottom. So whenever they come over, they can go through these, and I can talk to them more about them to see if they want to take them home. And then there's actually a whole stack behind that one. So again, these are all the books that I have read this year that I know one or both of my family members would enjoy. So this is like their library, their personal library. So we have some new ones, some old ones. So I do see my mom more often than I see my little sister, but I think my little sister has about 8 or 10 of my books right now that I sent home with her back in March. And so the next time I see her, I'm sure she'll return most of them, if not all of them, and she'll be able to pick out even more. So yeah, so this is the main section of my mom and my little sister's libraries. For the bookcases upstairs, they can also go through those, but they're not ones that I think they would enjoy. Or maybe they would enjoy, but they're not mind-blowing. Like, I find all of these mind-blowing in one way or another. So these are definitely the ones that I would recommend to them first. But again, any book that I have read, anyone has free reign to borrow. So these are just the ones I would recommend before the others. But again, this is really for anyone in my family who comes over and wants to borrow a book or 2 or 10, they are more than welcome to. So in Donna's office, she has these cubbies that hold all of her books. I think she's read all of them or most of them, but these are the books. She's currently trying to collect all of the Scarpetta series from Patricia Cornwell, but these are all of Donna's books specifically that she keeps in her office. And upstairs in the bedroom, we have these shelving units that we absolutely love, so we use them as bookshelves. So the first little cubby are basically all of my book of the month books that I have purchased either directly from Book of the Month or at Half Price Books that I found, and these are all that I have read. I do have, room to scoot this back and create another row. So these are all the books that I have read that I just kind of separate them out. Now my mom and my sister and anybody else can pick any of these that they want to read. I do have several that are actually at my little sister's house that I'll be getting back eventually. So this is where the Book of the Month books go. The next shelf is basically my celebrity nonfiction type books. So I'm a sucker for celebrity autobiographies, or books about celebrities, things like that. So these, I have read all of these as well. There are a couple like Columbine and How to Save a Life that aren't celebrities, but they are nonfiction books that I really enjoyed. So again, all of these are available in my little sister's little library, that they have the ability to check any of these out and take them home and read them for themselves if they would like. The next section are basically my paperbacks, except for there's a couple back there that are hardbacks. But these are books that I also have read this year. So some of these, a lot of people have checked out and returned. But most of these are just books that I have read this year that I've enjoyed. And whenever I read books, this is where they come up. So they come up to these shelves up here. So again, this is available for basically anybody to take home and read if they would like. The next section are basically my nostalgia books. So I do have Midnight Sun. I don't have the Twilight series. I did at one point. I do want to get them again eventually. I do have the Hunger Games trilogy. I want to replace this one with the hardback to match the other two. We have Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, and then the first 4 volumes of Harry Potter books, the illustrated versions. I think book number 5 comes out this year in October. And these are in the wrong order, and I guarantee you one of my sisters did this because they like to rearrange things out of order, and see how long it takes me to notice. That's my sisters. That's what they do when they come to my house. The next section are my hardback books. So again, these are all books that I have read this year. I believe I've read all of these this year. So after I read books and I move them upstairs, this is where they come. So all the hardbacks go here if they want to stay up, and the paperbacks go next door. So I do have plenty of room to move books up here, but soon I'm gonna need to do an unhaul because this is a lot of books. These 2 shelves on the bottom are basically my Archer and Olive journals, either just the boxes or boxes with the journals inside of them, of various sizes, from subscription boxes, like this one right here was from a subscription box. But I do keep all the boxes. I think they're really nice, and some of them are really beautiful. And they're great for storing things as well, like little pins or washi tape, things like that. So this is where I keep all of those. And then the last cubby up here are basically books that I have had for years and I do want to read, so I haven't gotten rid of them. So this is like an overflow of books that I do want to read that I have not yet read. And like I said, I've had a lot of these for many years, but I will eventually get to them. So that is the last section in these little cubbies. And then on top is where we have all of our Disney themed type books. Most of these, I think we've read all of these between the two of us. Between me and Donna, we've read all of these. I know that she's read all of the Disney villain stories. The Ursula one is actually in the guest room right now. My little sister was reading the Ursula book the last time she was here. Of course, I've read all of the Frozen ones. But yeah, I think between the two of us, we've read most, if not all, of these books. And this is just, I don't know why we separate them out, just to see all of our Disney books together because we are Disney fans. But yeah, these are all of our books in our bedroom. And just once again, here is a look at our bookshelves here in the bedroom. Again, all of these have been read, and these are to be read in the future. All right, so that was a look at all of our books in our bookshelves throughout the house. I know it's not like aesthetically pleasing, but there's a system and it works for us.
Hey, my bookshelf in my office is aesthetically pleasing because there's only the bottom row of books.
And the rest is Disney.
And the rest is my toys.
It's all decorated.
It's my toys.
So leave a comment down below. Let us know what you guys think of our bookshelves, and if you guys have like a similar system where you separate your to be read from your ones that you have read, let us know. Because yeah, we just, it works for us, right?
Or do you just stick it all on your Kindle and go, oh, I'll read that one now? That's what I do.
And if you're one who separates by color, let me know, because I could never do that. It has to be by height.
By height, not color, by height. She likes all them booktubers that got the rainbow book background.
But I can't do it. No. I like them all the same height and like the levels together. So anyways, that's ours. Let us know if you want us to do any other book content or anything else that you guys are wanting to know. So just leave it in the comment. Let us know. But that's going to do it for us today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.
Bye.